Welcome to Go Live TV, the future in your hands. The only multicultural IPTV station that brings communities together. Over 2.7 million people have already watched. Go Live TV, anytime, anywhere.
Hello and welcome back to the Cyper show. I am your host, Ngarambe Rita Lawrence, as always. I'm so honored to be here as I welcome you to Go Live TV show today at the Cyper show. And also those who are watching us from Rwanda at Sangosta TV, turabashimiye kandi Imana ikomeze ibahe umugisha kubyo kuba mukomeje kudushyigikira. Today's word or today's topic, I'm not going to have a guest today, so it's only going to be me and you guys, and I hope that we get to connect and communicate. The topic of today is, if one can learn how to hate, they can learn how to love. Mu Kinyarwanda kizavuga ngo nimba umuntu yakwiga kwangana yanakwiga gukunda. I know this is going to be a broad topic and a bigger conversation that goes beyond this, and that's what I love for this. This is what I like for the for whatever we talk about today, to go beyond the screen, to go beyond this this conversation that I'm having with myself and God, of course, but to go outside. In your homes, at school, if you're a student, at work, if you have co-workers. I want you to talk about this. It's like if one can learn how to hate, they can learn how to love. I want you to kind of help me. So if you have any thoughts or if you have any feelings to this already, I want you to start commenting below on our Facebook Live as well as on our YouTube Live. I want you to comment and share with your friends because it's going to be a little bit of a brief topic, but a deeper one. So where does the word hate come from? Why do we hate things? Why do we hate other people in this case? Because my big thing has always been about humanity. So when I say about hate, I'm talking about in relations to other people. You know, God said, love your neighbor, and, your parents tell you, love your friends, or love your parents, or love those who care for you, or don't disrespect your teachers. If you love someone, you respect them. So what does the word hate come in, and what does the word love come from? These are all things that I'm going to talk about my own experiences. I have grown seeing around me. I've grown people saying, oh, I love you, or I love this, or I love your hair, or I love how you speak, or I love your poems, or these little things that we say in appreciation to others. And I've seen other people say, oh, I just genuinely don't like this person. I hate this thing. I hate this weather. I hate how this person makes me feel, or I hate how, I don't know, something about it. Like I just don't feel it. You know, and those are all things that we say in the expression of our own feelings. So when we say if one can learn how to hate, they can also learn how to love. Because no one is born hating. That's something that has been scientifically proven, that no one person is born hating. Everything we were born as young children. We start by growing up by imitating our elders. We imitate the nature around us. We learn from all those things. We learn that if your mother loves you, she's gonna cuddle you at night. If your parents love you, they're gonna give you something warm to wear. You learn that if someone cares about you and they see you hungry, they will feed you. So these are all signs that are in association to love. These are all signs or significant things that we do to show people that we appreciate them or that we love them and we care for them. And in the opposite happens too. So when you don't like someone, you don't give them attention or you don't care how they feel. I give you a simple example. You're walking in the crowd and then you step on someone's toes. If you cared about that person, you would say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You will excuse yourself. But if you don't care, you would just look at them and move on. These are things that happen in our day-to-day life. But at the end of that event, I want you to ask yourself, how do I feel about myself? Because one of my great mentors, even the person behind all this dream or this vision that you see today, Go Live TV, did say this one time. He said, we get to be better every day by improving the lives of those around us. And you can tell this by watching how he raises his family, how he takes care of them. And so this is the sign, because I love them, because I love these people. So these are things we learn, and these are things that we imitate and give to others as well. So in your own circumstances, in your own love lives, I know these are things that it's easy to say when I'm sitting behind the screen, when I'm the one with the microphone. But in your own lives, in your day-to-day life, look at the people who hate you, or look at the people that you feel most resentful about, and ask yourself, is this thing or is this reason worth it? Is this reason big enough for me not to accomplish? Because at the end of the day, when you want to forgive, it's not just about you. It's not just about them, and it's not just about you. It's about your own internal peace. Because loving thrills you. Loving gives you this freedom, this insurmountable thing that you can't describe. I was talking to a friend of mine a few days ago, and she said she didn't want to go to work. She's like, I hate my job. I hate how I feel. And this is like just a broad example, because we see it in books, we see it in movies, we hear it in songs, how people hate the work they do, or how they hate their bosses or the things that happen with them, and they say, if I can hate this thing, I can learn how to love it. And sometimes our circumstances don't change. Sometimes the things that happen to us don't change. So how am I, as Rita, going to learn how to love my life? How am I going to learn to love someone that I so much dislike or so much hate, which is a strong word. I'm trying not to use it as much in this conversation. How am I going to learn to appreciate and love this person if they're not willing to change? And this can be associated with the same thing as forgiveness. How can I, because that all comes together. You forgive someone because you resent them. You hate someone because that feeling of disliking has grown to a level of hating. And we see this in schools as well, when people are being bullied, when children are being bullied. Maybe even a personal example would be in my high school. I wouldn't say that I was bullied much, but I was an awkward, just someone somewhat awkward. That's the word I'm going to use today, or weird. Someone who is not that social, because I was pretty shy and all these things, and just people would judge me by outside, or people would just like immensely don't like me. They would say, I don't want to be your friend because I don't like ABCD, I don't like how you dress, or these things are easy within one's personality, but someone just doesn't like it. But it is the nature of the world. No one is supposed to love you, or your own circumstances, or even the things we live in are not supposed to be perfect. So how do we learn within our cocoon, within us being ourselves, how do we learn to love and not just hate everything in the world? Because if it was for that, we would hate nature in itself. We would hate the sun because it shines too much. We would hate the rain because it's raining outside and you can't wear the outfit you like, or you can't go to the places you want. You would hate the ground you walk in because you need shoes sometimes so the things within it doesn't hurt you. This is nature we're talking about. And this all to say that if you're looking for reasons to hate something, He will give you reasons. If you're looking for reason to hate God, you will find the reasons. If you're looking for reason to hate your parents, you will find the reasons. So if you feel hate, then I'm telling you, I'm letting you know today that you can learn how to love as well. And by loving, I mean take care of the things around you. If you love, if you look at the sun and you say, I love how beautiful you are. I love how you bring light into the world. You know, these are things, because I know my audience is mixed by those who are believers and unbelievers, and I want us to embrace our humanity and then be able to welcome God. I want us to be able to take baby steps together. Because I want to bring you to my journey. I want to bring you to the journey of knowing Christ for yourself and knowing God for yourself. But it all that starts with you realizing that you're human and you have this beautiful thing to offer to the world. And within that, it's the love that I'm talking about. But how can I tell you, how can I, Rita, sitting here, ask you to love your neighbor that I don't even know? It's easy for me to say, oh, go and do this for some stranger, or go and freely give to someone who is in need. Go and be kind to your parents, or go and be kind to your family that has been mean to you. It's so easy for me to say that. But if I start by teaching you, by walking with you, because as I believe if I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself as well. If I believe that when I reckon with the things that I love the most around me, the world will start to kind of give in for me too. It's like a flower that blossoms. If you hate, you're closed in. But if you love, you freely start to let go of things. You freely start to feel all these incredible things that are around you. You freely start to understand and appreciate things. Start by the little things. Start by nature. Start by the water you drink. Give thanksgiving every morning you wake up. Find a few things you're thankful about. And then within that, the world will start to open up for you. You will smile. You won't walk around with a mean face or with don't talk to me kind of face. No. Someone will look at you and say, oh my God, I feel how bright you are. I feel how luminous you are. I want to feel your joy. What makes you happy? And they say, I love that I'm still alive. I love that my body allows me to breathe in and out. I love that today I woke up safe. And in those things, they will say, oh my God, I did the same too. I am here. And someone didn't wake up with the same chance to exist today. So I want you to be the reason why someone laughs and someone recognizes that there is beauty in the world. I want you to be that reason why someone lets go of the things that have been holding them down. There is a quote that I love so much. It's a pretty famous quote. It talks about letting go of the weight so you can be able to fly. If you want to move forward, if you want to run far, and you have all this weight holding you down behind you, and this weight in this conversation, today's conversation, is hate, is you feeling burdened by what other people do that doesn't please you. It's you looking at your poverty, It's you looking at your bad grades at school and feeling like, well, I hate school, I hate education, I hate all these things, I hate being a doctor because that's what you wanted to be. But you need to learn to differentiate the things you dislike from the whole image. I don't know if that makes sense. Imagine a painting. I'm so much into philosophy, and I'm hoping that my audience, or the people that have taken this time to be here with me today, are willing to take the same kind of examples with me. Think of it as a painting, and let's say it's a painting of 50 feet, and then you don't like this dot of a color in it. And you're not just going to scratch the whole painting and throw it away. You can choose to do that, which is okay, I'm not judging you. Or you can even look at the painting and say, what if I paint over and put on this color? Or what if I buy something, an eraser, some sort of eraser, and just correct this mistake to my own liking? And some days we don't want to paint it over because in this case, this painting is your life. So where you're sitting at a 22-year-old, a 20-year-old, a 19-year-old, a 15-year-old, or a 12-year-old, you're looking at your life in 15 years to come. You're looking at the plan you have, because in these days we live by plans. People say, what career do you want? What career goal do you have? And you need to have a plan. That's the whole sense of survival, the whole mentality of survival, right? And then this one thing doesn't happen. So in your own perfect little, or not even perfect, big, huge mission, one thing doesn't work out and you want to scratch the whole entire image, the whole entire painting. Hence, you start saying, I hate this, I hate that. And because you have attached your personality or who you are to this thing, you start evaluating yourself accordingly to this, according to the circumstances. You let the outside world reflect who you are within, who you are inside. This show, this topic or this conversation is to also remind you that everything starts within before it happens outside. Everything starts, some people say, with an emotion. In this conversation, today's topic, if you hate someone, you realize how you react, how you act around these people start to change. You realize you no longer care. if they are okay or not okay, if they are comfortable or not. You start not to care. So the outside world reflects how you feel inside. So what if everything also starts within? Everything positive, everything nice, everything beautiful, everything incredibly gorgeous, or everything positive in this circumstance? What if you were to love the things outside you? Then is it possible that you can also light up the situation around you? Is it possible that you can go to bed hungry but happy that you are alive, that you are healthy? Is it possible that you will start seeing all the things that you have, or the things that you have accumulated within your lifetime, no matter how little you are, you can say, oh, well, I didn't win today, but yesterday I won. I didn't win today, but I have another chance tomorrow to wake up and do better and be better. I don't have to hate and be bitter. There is a difference between being better and bitter. Being better is I am thriving to improve this situation. I'm thriving to improve these circumstances. But being bitter is saying, I hate this, I'm done with this. I ask this myself a lot when I fall short to God's glory, when I do something that isn't in accordance, when I say, oh God, I have fallen, or I have missed, or I have doubted you. As little as that, because they say, if you hate your brother, then that's murder. That's what the Bible teaches us. But to bring it to the human nature, it says, if you hate someone, it's almost like you've already raised them in your life. So I go back to God and I say, forgive me, I have done this, and because it's a forgiving God, I believe that I've been forgiven. But what if it's a friend that you have hated and you've done something you can't correct, and tomorrow morning you feel better and now you want to improve it, but what is done is already done. And they're not like a God who forgives and gives you an opportunity every day to be better because he knows you're human. So how do we learn to coexist with one another? How can we learn to love? That's the question of today. And I want you to keep, if you're commenting below, if you're watching live, I want you to comment below. Tell me the situations. Let me know the circumstances within your life where you said, oh, actually, I think it is possible to learn to love. It is possible to unlearn hate. Because we are all born, I believe that we are born almost pure in the sense of you're innocent, you're young, and you don't have all this cloud of judgment where you hate things, or the world hasn't yet shown its true, not even to say that it hasn't shown its true colors to you, but in a sense that you haven't grown to see all the colors of the world. Because I believe everything that is bad is already there. Everything that we call not good is already there. As we are growing up, as we're there. It's only that when you grow up, your eyes get older, get bigger, your sight get farther. You are able to see things more than they were before. But it doesn't mean that those circumstances weren't there. Maybe you had someone who shielded you. Maybe now you feel like, oh my God, it's actually hard to find a job here. But now it's because you're grown, you're looking for that job. But really, your parents used to say the same things. Your uncles who are now older used to say the same things. But you weren't there to know how hard the battle, the situation is. But now you are here, you're facing it to yourself, you're facing it you're coming face to face with this circumstance. You're like, oh my God, it is hard. Oh my God, I hate this. But it doesn't mean that these circumstances have risen that emotion in you, or that this circumstance is brand new. No. This circumstance was right there. It's like coming to a mountain. Mountains don't move, but you move as a person. You work towards something as a person. So you get to see that, oh my God, I don't like this, but that thing has always been there. So now you can only choose how you react upon it. As someone who has hated maybe a few things in life, not even a few things, sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I just hate today, that's it, like all of today, and that's it. But the more I learn to appreciate things, the more I learn to love more things, the more room I make for love, the more room I make for things that appreciate me, the more things that are in complementary to who I am as a person, or the things that I adore the most. the more of those things are able to fall into my lap, so the more I'm able to approach them. But hate becomes a block. Hate becomes this thing that divides you from your own happiness, your own joy. Because for it, it's not losing anything, you see. If you hate someone, you don't realize that feeling won't benefit. Yes, it will grow, but it will grow by eating you up, you know. It feeds from you. It feeds from your joy. It kills your emotions. It kills your happiness. It kills your smile for you to have a closed face. You lose something for you to have the other. So why don't you love, you know? And this is a conversation with Isango Star TV. They have this ikiganiro called Ubumuntu. And it teaches us more about humanity. I would suggest you go check it out as well. And as Go Live TV also has preachings every day that talk about love and all these things that I believe will be it will be a catalyst to lift up these emotions that I'm hoping each one of us can get to have. Learning how to love and letting go of hate and letting go of all this weight so you can be able to go as far as you want in life. If you're happy, you're able to dream better. You're able to clear your mind and have all these wonderful thoughts. I see it some days. This is a simple example. When I am feeling angry or when I'm feeling this huge multitude of hate over a situation that has occurred in my life, I wake up and I'm miserable. I'm mean. I don't want to do anything nice. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything nice for me. Forget about doing it for other people, for me. So not only does it stop you from living better with others, it stops you from living better with yourself. So if you're a person in any situation, in any great position in life, I would love you to stop hating everything and say, oh, the poor people causes this, or the poor people cause this floor to be dirty, but say, what causes the poor people to exist in the first place? There is this word, a quote by Nelson Mandela. He said, people must learn how to hate, and if they must learn how to hate, they also can learn how to love. No one is born hating the color of another's skin. No one is born hating one's religion. No one is born hating the other person because of their social class or anything. No, they must learn how to hate that. And if they must learn that, which means hate does not come naturally, it's not a natural source that flows freely, but it's something that people learn, then they can learn how to love. So don't give up. Don't give up on someone because they resent you so much. Don't give up on someone because they hate you. Or don't give up on your dream because it's so hard for you, so now you hate it. Don't give up on helping others because they never return the favor. Remember that you do these things to let go so you can be able to fly higher. You do these things to release all the weight that is holding you down so you can be able to reach the farthest that you want in life. I want you to practice this one time. If there is someone that you resent so much or something you resent so much, I want you to restart writing down instead of seeing the things. I like writing a lot, so I'm going to be requesting you to write a lot. Make notes or even comment on this show. Go to our website, thecypershow.com. Make comments because I want to have a conversation. This is going to be a long journey as we exist in this world. I want us to coexist well, and I want you to be the ambassadors of my words or even of the message that I get to share with you. Because people believe so much. People believe a lot. And if you can believe something bad that you've watched on the news, or if you can believe something worse that has been talked about the universe in itself or nature in itself, if you can believe that this one plant is poisonous, then you can believe anything. Train your mind to believe anything. So I want you to write a few things or even the more every day. It won't come to you. It won't come to you at once and say, oh, all of a sudden I love this thing. No, it comes slowly, baby steps. I want you to write the things you appreciate the most about that thing that you hate. I know that those words are more contradictory to each other, but in a sense that look at the few things. Let's say, if it's someone you hate, say, okay, but they have done this little nice thing about me. Or even talk to the other family members that they seem more inclined with and ask them, what is it that you like about that person? They will tell you this person is maybe nice, or this person is more understanding. And maybe you hated this person because they are always late at work, right? And you are the boss. But if you ask their mother or their child at home, they will say, my father is always present at my games, or he buys me gifts at Christmas, or he tells me to love other people even though they bully me at school. He teaches me to still forgive people. So realize that the whole being is not just made up by the thing you hate. There is more to a situation than the things you dislike. There is more to a person than the things you hate the most about them. And this is how we learn to live. This is how we learn to coexist with one another. If you hate someone, or if you dislike someone because their core beliefs in religion is different, then ask yourself, what is the kind of God I believe in? Maybe my God is the God who forgives, is the God who says, do not kill, do not hate others, do not steal, do not, all these things that are nice and at the end of the day help me live well with other human beings. And if you were able to say, and then say, okay, so I don't like your God, maybe because you're Muslim or because you are this other religion. So what do you believe in? And then he would say, yes, I believe in a different God with a different name, but these are also the things that we live by. And under that umbrella, you learn that we are more alike than we are different. And that's the whole topic of today, is if you have learned to hate something, you can learn to love again. You can learn to love, maybe not even exactly that thing, but something like it. I don't want you to give up on your life. I want to encourage you today to love the most things about you. Look at the things within your life that you can appreciate and live for. If you're someone who hates your life or who dislikes anything that is happening within, because I know it's a lot. Life is a lot. You wake up every day and you have to make another decision, a different decision yet that will lead you to see a next day, a next moment, a next second, a next minute, or even the next year, hopefully. And you live every day hoping that you can find something more beautiful to fall in love with, something more worth living for. And if you are that person in that situation, I want you to look out for the few things in life. Say, I know I have grown to hate this. I know I have grown to so much resent this situation, this entire life of mine. But also I can learn to love. So learn to love. Look for the things in life that you can love and fall in love with, because you are worth being loved, and so you are worth loving as well. These are all the messages that I've been preaching even from the first videos that we've had. We're trying to see how can we be better humans. And from there, we can learn to worship a God that is so much undeserving of us, yet he has given everything up for us, including his own begotten Son, so that he may die for our sins. So if you are a person who doesn't yet believe in God, or if you are a person who doesn't yet know about this God that everybody keeps talking about, I want you to look into your life and look for the things you can appreciate. Look for the things you can be grateful for. And then maybe tomorrow, the next day, we will learn to appreciate the things in life in whole and be able to live well with one another. Thank you so much for following us at the Cyper Show. I would love for you to leave comments, share this video with your friends and family, and see how we can learn this together. This is not things I say from a place of perfection, from a place of knowing it all, from a place of even having the better wisdom than you all. This is a place of wanting to learn as a human, of wanting to unlearn. You can even choose to challenge me on this, because I believe every day humans learn, and the best way we can is with each other and by testing our limits. So this is so far yet at this moment my best knowledge on this, and I would love for you to have a conversation with me as you subscribe to our YouTube channel, as you share with your friends, as you download the Go Live TV app, as well as follow Isango Star if you're in Rwanda or in the East African countries. And I hope to see you again next Thursday at 3 p.m. God bless you, and keep on loving one another, and above all, learn to love yourself so you can love others. God bless you. See you next Thursday. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ngarambe Rita Lawrence. I am with Go Live TV. You can download their app from your app store, follow them on YouTube as well, and see you there. God bless you and sending you so much love. Thank you.